Here's something most guys never think about. A girl can have a crush on you for weeks, sometimes months, and you'd have absolutely no idea. Not because the signs aren't there, but because crushes don't announce themselves. They leak out through small behaviors, subtle shifts, moments that seem completely innocent on the surface but reveal everything underneath. And the difference between the guy who notices and acts and the guy who finds out 6 months later that she liked him the whole time isn't confidence. It isn't looks. It's awareness. So in this video, we're going through every sign a girl has a crush on you. Not just the obvious ones everyone talks about, the real ones, the subtle ones, the ones that are happening right now with someone in your life that you're probably completely missing. Let's get into it. She treats you differently than everyone else. This is the most fundamental sign and the one that ties everything else together. So pay attention here. When a girl has a crush on you, she doesn't treat you the way she treats everyone else. The difference might be subtle, but it's consistent. She's slightly more attentive with you, slightly more careful with her words, slightly more aware of how she comes across. With her friends, she's completely relaxed and unfiltered. With you, there's a barely perceptible extra layer of awareness, like she's slightly more conscious of herself in your presence. You might notice she laughs a little more around you than she does with others, or she's slightly more animated, more expressive, more engaged, or conversely, she becomes slightly quieter and more composed, which, as we covered in a previous video, is actually a sign of self-monitoring around someone she cares about impressing. The key question to ask yourself is simply, does she behave differently with me than with other people? Not dramatically, just noticeably. Because that difference, however subtle, is your first signal that something is happening beneath the surface. She finds excuses to initiate contact. A girl with a crush will find reasons to reach out that technically didn't need to happen. She sends you a meme, a random thought, a song she heard, a photo of something that reminded her of you, a question she could have Googled. None of these things needed to be sent, but they were specifically to you because she wanted to create a moment of connection. Here's what makes this sign so reliable. Initiating contact requires intention. It requires her to think about you, decide to reach out, and then actually do it. That sequence of events doesn't happen for people you're indifferent about. Pay attention specifically to how she initiates. Is it consistent? Does it happen across different times of day, morning, afternoon, late night? Does the content feel personal? Things that connect specifically to something between you rather than generic content she'd send to anyone? The more personal and consistent the initiations, the stronger the signal. Her body language gives her away. Her words can be controlled. Her body language usually can't. When a girl has a crush on you, her body instinctively orients toward you. In a group setting, her feet and torso will point in your direction, even when she's talking to someone else. She'll find reasons to reduce physical distance between you. She'll touch you more than she touches other people. Light, brief touches that seem casual but happen consistently. Watch her posture when you enter a room or join a conversation. Does she straighten up slightly? Does she become more animated? Does she make eye contact with you specifically, as if checking that you noticed she was there? Watch what happens when you're talking to her, and something funny happens. Who does she look at first when she laughs? People instinctively make eye contact with the person they like most in a group during moments of joy. That reflexive first glance tells you exactly where her attention lives. These body language signals happen below the level of conscious thought. She can't fake them, and she usually can't stop them. She remembers everything you tell her. You mentioned your favorite band once in passing 3 weeks ago. She brings it up today. You talked about a stressful situation at work briefly. She asked you how it went days later. You said something random and slightly personal in the middle of a longer conversation. She references it later like it mattered. Because it did matter to her. When someone has a crush on you, your details don't get filtered out the way other information does. They get stored. They stick. Because her brain is prioritizing information about you in a way it doesn't prioritize information about people she's indifferent toward. And when she surfaces those details later, especially unprompted, especially casually, it reveals something important. She's been paying attention, not in a creepy analytical way, in the natural way that happens when someone occupies a significant amount of your mental space. The more specific the details she remembers, and the more time has passed since you mentioned them, the stronger the signal. She gets noticeably uncomfortable when other girls are mentioned. You bring up a female coworker in conversation, a girl from your class, a mutual friend. Nothing significant, just a passing mention, and something shifts, not dramatically but noticeably. She might ask a few more questions than the topic really warrants. She might go slightly quiet. Her energy changes in a way that's hard to pinpoint but easy to feel. And then she might casually mention a guy who's been interested in her. Not because it's relevant, but because some part of her wants to see if you react the same way she just did. This is emotional relevance, bro. She doesn't have possession over you. She has no right to feel anything about other girls in your life. But she feels something anyway, because she can't help it. And that involuntary emotional reaction is one of the most honest signals a crush can produce. You can't fake indifference when you actually care. And you can't fake a reaction when you're actually indifferent. Her reaction to other girls tells you exactly how much she cares about where your attention goes. She finds reasons to know your schedule and plans. She casually asks what you're doing this weekend. She asks if you're going to the event everyone's talking about. She seems to know things about your schedule without you directly telling her, which means she's been paying attention to things you mentioned in passing, or she's been asking mutual friends. This one is particularly telling because it reveals something specific about her intentions. She's gathering information about your availability, not just out of curiosity, but because she wants to create opportunities. She wants to know when you'll be somewhere, so she can be there too. She wants to know you're free so she can create a reason to see you. People don't track the schedules of people they're not interested in. It requires consistent mental attention and a level of investment that only happens when someone matters to you. If she consistently seems to know what you're doing, or consistently asks in a way that feels slightly more interested than casual conversation would explain, she's building a map of your life, and she's doing it because she wants to find her place in it. She mirrors you. Mirroring is one of the most well-documented psychological signals of attraction and connection, and one of the least consciously controlled. When someone is drawn to you, they begin unconsciously matching your behavior, your speech pace, your posture, your gestures, your energy level. If you lean back, she leans back. If you slow your speech, her speech slows. If you use a particular word or phrase, she starts using it too. This happens because mirroring is the brain's way of creating closeness. We unconsciously synchronize with the people we feel most connected to. It's a neurological response to positive social bonding, not a decision, not a performance. Watch for it specifically in one-on-one conversation. Does her body position shift to match yours? Does her energy level follow yours? More animated when you're more animated? Quieter when you're more reflective? Does she pick up your language patterns or humor style? The more consistent the mirroring, the deeper the unconscious connection she feels toward you. Here's the thing, bro. None of these signs exist in isolation. One sign in one moment could be coincidence. But when you're seeing multiple of these consistently across different situations and different days, that's not coincidence. That's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. The girl in your life right now showing 3, 4, 5 of these signs consistently, she has a crush on you, and she's been hoping you'd notice. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Because awareness without action is just comfortable confusion. Seeing the signs and doing nothing is its own kind of decision. And the longer you wait, the more that window starts to close. Not dramatically, not all at once, but slowly as she starts protecting herself from feelings that aren't being reciprocated. Don't be the guy who finds out 6 months later. Be the guy who is paying attention. Now you know the signs. But knowing isn't the same as being ready to act. Because making a move, actually stepping up in the moment, requires a specific kind of confidence that most guys haven't built yet. That's exactly what the next video covers. It's already on the channel. Go watch it right now.